Don't know how this would go, but I drew a B-25 Mitchell a while back. I don't know. Guess 2 weekends ago now. It really didn't come out as good as I wanted it to, but figure what the hell, I'll do some tracing on it, darken it up with I just use a regular number 2 pencil. Okay, I guess we need to show you this too. This in here got cat got all over it. That was my first attempt in a long while of a 1911. And then this was my second attempt, and I was trying to use actual art pencils, and it came out a lot better, especially right here in this area. It's not perfect. I haven't drawn in a long time, and I was like, what the hell? But what I'm going to do now is just trace over this B-25 and darken it in so it shows up better with an actual art pencil. A little bit of history. The B-25 Mitchell was named after General Billy Mitchell, who swore up and down that aircraft could sink battleships, and right after World War I, with part of the Germans' captured fleet, he had some aircraft that were able to do exactly that, and they sank a couple of those ships with aerial bombing alone. And then, of course, later we had Pearl Harbor attacked by the Japanese, and a good portion of the firepower of the Pacific Fleet was sunk at Pearl Harbor, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt the air power was superior to capital ships. And then, of course, throughout the war, time and again, the Japanese, the British, the Germans, they all proved the air power could sink ships. And that is the reason the United States military has invested so heavily in aircraft carriers. And my family have directly been a part of it. Brad All-American, his new channel name, used to be Bradford the Third. He's changed his channel name to Brad All-American. I love it. That is a wonderful play off our last name. All Britain is now All American. But yeah, the B-25 was also the very aircraft that attacked, the very first aircraft to attack the homeland of Japan, the Japanese islands, home islands, when they were launched off an aircraft carrier, USS Hornet, if I am not mistaken, and attacked Tokyo. And there's a really good book on this subject, 60 Seconds Over Tokyo. In reality, they did very little material damage to the Japanese, but the psychological impact that they were no longer invulnerable was very disheartening. And this is the aircraft. It had twin tails, twin engines, high monoplane wing, could carry a modest bomb load. This is the original configuration of the aircraft, with one nose gun, one ball turret here, one side gun each side, and then of course the tail gun. And when they bombed Tokyo, they had broomsticks. You know, or lighten the load, they actually did not have any guns. And they crash landed in the Sea of Japan and or maybe it was the Yellow Sea. But anyway, most of the crews survived, and the commander, Mr. Doolittle, thought he would be court-martialed or shot for losing all his aircraft, and instead President Roosevelt gave him the Medal of Honor. But some of his crew members were captured and executed by the Japanese as war criminals. That's a hell of a stretch coming from the people who had the Bataan Death March on their heads. Were guilty of that. There's a very famous photograph of a Japanese officer about to decapitate an American flyer with a samurai sword. And in Western culture, that was a horrible, horrible picture. But in Japanese culture, it was considered an honorable death. Reclaim their, to regain their honor. The American flyers that were captured, because there is no greater dishonoring of a Japanese warrior than to be captured without a fight. And in order to regain their honor, they commit seppuku or ask their captor to behead them in order to regain their honor. Trying to talk, oh bad Brad, makes this look easy. I'm trying to talk and concentrate, and all I'm doing is tracing over it so it's bolder, it stands out a little bit better. That's all I'm trying to do, because I drew this, like I said, well, 7/19/2018, that was the night I sat down and drew this. And I was trying to get Camo. She drew a picture of one of the most famous Marines in history, Chesty Puller, Lewis B. Puller, who I've been trying to get Brad All-American to draw. And I told him it would be so popular because every Marine knows who Chesty Puller is. And if any of you guys out there are former Marines, you know who Chesty Puller was. The Marine's Marine, but I can't get him to do it. He's a titty baby slacker. What can you do? This came out actually pretty damn good. But it just, to me, it looks more like a B-24 in the nose here than it does a B-25. And I may have made the tail surface, the vertical stabilizer, and the rudder a little small, but it's been a long time since I've drawn anything. And I don't know if you guys carry anything for this video, but what the hell. Camo took our grandson home, and I'm waiting on her to get back. I actually had took a nap. That night shift is, because I'm on night shift, it stretches into the morning sometimes, and it's kicking my hind end. But yeah, I had twin tails, one on either side, and the tail planes in between it. And beautiful, beautiful aircraft. But that's just me tracing it, darkening it in so it stands out a little more. It had 50 caliber heavy machine guns. And I would have thought the British by the end of the war would have put 50s on their aircraft as well, but they stuck with the 303 Brownings. Still a Browning machine gun, but they stuck throughout the war with a 303 cartridge, which is basically a version of, equal to the 30-06 in many, many ways. Very good cartridge. But yeah, there you go, B-25 Mitchell. And my very first attempt, the same night, to do a 1911. And I left it laying on the table for a few days, and Punkmeister was walking all over it. He had a wounded foot, and that's some of his freaking blood. And I'm doing this on my cell phone, so if it's not lining up quite right with the camera. And this in here, I was using art pencils after I'd drawn it out with a standard number 2, and the charcoal that I use in the black, it just it looks really good, but you take a photo and the flash hits it, and it makes it look orangish across the black areas. There's just something to do, something to play with. But I think I'm going to do some more drawing tonight. But anywho, enough for this video, and we will continue with another video on something else momentarily. Thank you very much for watching. This is Mac Daddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Thank you very, very much for watching. Y'all be good. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you.